Hello, dearies. Hello. It's been a long time, hasn't it? Yes. It's Daphne Bowie. Come round to see you again on this lovely, sunny, very wintry day. We haven't got snow, but we've got, it's rather chilly for this part of this region of the country, yes. Well, usually I chat about my family, what we've been up to, but today I'm going to do something a bit different. I'm going to review, just out of my own volition, I haven't been asked, I'm going to talk about fountain pens, yes, because I'm really very fond of them. I have been for many years, since I was at university. I went to university in England because I am English, and I'm quite fond of anything having to do with our colonies, especially United States and Australia. And I've been living in Australia many years, and Maya and I recently moved here to States, and we'll really just been here months, really. Just a minute, really. We've only been here just 1 minute. And so I've always been quite fond of anything American or Australian. And so when I was at university, I had many fountain pens. They were British, but I was given some American ones, and so I thought, oh, wonderful, they're very exotic, these American pens. And I quite liked them. They weren't terribly expensive, as far as I know, but I couldn't get them in England not quite yet, just anyway. But I really liked them. They had a very good flow and all. Now I'm here, I bought some more American fountain pens, but a different company, and I really can't say I'm terribly pleased with them. So let me just flip the camera around and we'll show you the issues. It's really a little distressing for me. And this is Mr. Lysander, Sandy for short. He had to come say hello. He's purring. Yes, aren't you, darling? Isn't he lovely boy? All right, we'll just be right back. Now then, yes, as you see, this was a set all together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 little pens, and they're all fountain pens. I thought, oh, isn't that quite different? I've never seen them sold in sets before. Well, they're nothing really very fancy, but it's since as I had 0 fountain pens, what a state to be in. Well, I thought, well, this would be wonderful. I can get a good start, and I'll have plenty of fountain pens. Now, let me arrange this in my little rainbow. Oh, this is red. There's no orange, yellow, pink, red, yellow, green, blue, violet. Now, firstly, the colours. Yellow fountain pen. I don't understand the reasoning behind this. Anyone who writes a bit knows that yellow is not readable. It's much too light, much too light. I would have been most pleased if they had taken away the yellow, given me a good brown. Brown's just lovely, but there isn't one. So I wasn't very happy with that. I suppose with yellow, if you're going to sketch a bit, it would be good for that, such as centres of flowers. That would probably be quite acceptable, but certainly not for letter writing. I couldn't write someone a cheque with my yellow fountain pen, but of course people don't use cheques anymore. So Green, looking very promising, but it's too yellow. It's not dark enough. I shall demonstrate in a moment. Right. Black is good. Black is good to go. It writes well. Of course, it's plenty dark. Lovely. I like the black. Yes. Purple. Very nice. Also very lovely colour. Writes rather well. Very good. Yes. This looks as though it would be aqua blue or aquamarine or something bluey, but it isn't. It's actually blue-black, which is quite a nice colour, but it's simply misleading. This colour is misleading on the cap. They need to change the colour of the plastic. Yes. Pink, quite nice, a bit scratchy, but it's quite nice. I used it yesterday. It isn't bad. Also, these are all fine point nibs. Personally, I'd rather have medium point, and so that is part of an issue, but I would have gotten medium if they had offered it. It wasn't offered. And this red, an odd shade. I don't use red very much. I'm really not a red person. There are red people and there are green people. I'm a green person. Anyway, let's have a bit of writing. I hope this is good. Yes. Now, I've got to zoom you a little. There. Now you see it does come out fairly well. I'm using Bristol paper, which is designed specifically for pen and ink, and this is a fine point. Fine point, very thin, which is good if you do write rather large and you have to squish a bit. You won't have to squish a bit. Well, I'm used to squishing a bit. I do write large and I don't mind squishing. I'd rather have a thicker line than a thin one. So, dear pen manufacturer, beg your pardon, please offer medium nibs. Now you see it skips a bit. I must say this is a bit better now. It really took a very long time for the ink to start flowing. Dreadfully long, certainly not a matter of hours, days, weeks. I've had these pen months and some of them are still not very pleasant to write with. This one is better, but it still feels a little scratchy. I don't like the scratchies. Now here's purple. It's gotten a good bit of use. It should be better, yes. Now this feels much smoother. I like that. So I suppose as I use it, the scratches will go away because the ink will finally be all right in where it's supposed to be, and its little louver bit there and all about. Actually, it's in here, I believe. I watched a video about it, and the ink flows into here. This bit has a bit more. Let's see. Yes, it's on this dark bit here. This is, I believe, where most of the ink is now. But you see, it's a cartridge. And when you get pens, when you receive them, be sure you open it up a bit. Here. Oh, how did we do this? I think it was the screw, yes. You unscrew it. Here. Now they'll have cartridge inside the body of the pen here, but to be rattling around. So you've got to push it on here, onto the end here, so that it can actually get flowing and into the nib. It makes it a bit easier to use when you've got your cartridge actually plugged into your pen. And it really is like plugging it in. You've just got to pop it on. It will break through. You see, there's the company name. Preppy, yes, but it's got a bit, it will pop through this cartridge, which is a very soft plastic. So yes, purple is not bad. Violet, colour's nice, I like it. Yes, that's pleasant enough. And here's that funny blue-black. Let's see if it's writing yet. Alright, that's nice. It's very dark, which is nice. It's a bit skippy, but I suppose it's because I really haven't gotten it. I haven't been using it because it didn't want to work when I was ready for it. It wasn't ready for me when I was ready for it, and so I put it away. But it's coming along. The trouble is, I use them for letter writing, and so I'll be a paragraph in and my pen will simply say goodbye. It'll go for a tea break, whether I like it or not. And so this one, as I see, it's skippy. Now you see the ink is fading a bit again. So it needs, I guess it just needs a bit more attention. Alright. It's certainly not as wonderful as the black, which I've been very fond of. Let's see, where can I go? Here and down here. You see, this is very nice and dark, and it's even a bit thicker somehow. I suppose it's just because we've gotten the ink flowing quite well. I do wish I had a brown. I do like brown. It's a nice alternative between black and blue. Here's yellow. Let's see how yellow is today. Where can I go? Over here. Alright. Alright, it's a bit of a darker yellow, but would you write a letter with it? I don't believe I would. It's alright if you're drawing a little flower. A little daisy, perhaps. You see, it's got a little bit of red in it, so it's really almost an orangey yellow. Oh, you can't see that. Yes. So it is dark. It's not bad for sketching, I suppose, but really it quite surprised me. Yellow fountain pen, that's very different, isn't it? Oh, colour that a bit. This way. It isn't bad. It isn't bad, I will say. It's better than I remembered. We'll give it a little more credit. Now this pink I used yesterday. I didn't have a problem. Of course, it does get a little scratchy, but it certainly didn't give up the ghost. Yes, and it's happier today because it got a bit of attention yesterday, I see. All right, then. Got to finish me flowers. I love me flowers. All right, he's got a bit of stipple there. Yes, that's better. This pink is looking a bit more blue. Perhaps it's the colour of the paper. There might be a little bit of a blue tint on this paper. I wasn't using this paper in my letter. Now here, let's see, this green is a bit of a distresser for me. Here. How are you today, green? You never know. Ah, yes, a little skippy and much too light. I would like a good olive green. Now you see, of course, I don't draw green daisies very much. We draw the leaves. Here's some leaves. There's a leaf. And here's a leaf. And I'd like to be able to draw olive green, avocado green. Leaves are more than just one shade of green. There are many colours. If I had a set of pens, fountain pens, whatever, that was just all shades of green, I would be a very happy lady. It's difficult to have many shades of green. It's not so bad. I will say the camera is a bit blue. Yes, it is. It's showing blue. So I'll adjust that if I can. Yes, so take a bit of the blue out in final processing so you can get a better representation of what I'm seeing. Probably a bit blue because it's a little dark in here. Lighting source isn't terribly strong. Here we put some down here. We put some leaves about here. Good. I just want to show you. patch of green. You can see, perhaps you can see, you see it's got a bit of yellow in it, and I like that, although it's misleading because this looks very blue, very blue. Would you have guessed that this would be, now look at the cap and now look at the leaf, hardly the same colour. Now I will say perhaps it's difficult for them to get plastic in exactly this shade. Perhaps that's an issue for them, I don't know. But here, now, would you have guessed these two colours, these two pens would have produced this flower? Would you have guessed that? Well, of course I added the pink. Does that really match yellow? I'd see a bit more red in it. Definitely the greens are off. That's misleading because this is more, this pen looks, the cap looks emerald green. Emerald green, that's blue. Good deal of blue in the cap, producing this leaf green, really. It's leaf green. That's all right. It's just fine for me flower drawing. All right, I remember that. All right, well, I'm not quite so distressed now that I've had another go at it. I suppose that you've got to just use them a bit and the ink will start to flow and it'll get better. Now, since I'm in here, there's a first page. Is this the first page? Yes, it is. All right. Thick paper. This is Bristol board. First flower. And that was with, what was that with? Alright, these are the water soluble markers, I know that. And then I used fountain pens on border. And then what did I do? I think that was it, and I used a pen. A special pen that's just with water in it for blending. A blender pen, yes. I used blender pen round the edges here to make him sit up a bit. And I've got to get another blender pen. Now here's my other. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities from multiple sources on a continuous basis, yes. And what else have I got? And here's the other one. And here's a pen, the test page. And that's about all I've got in here. And so I put the lovely one on front, on cover. Well, this has been Daphne Bowie, and thank you so much for watching. And I'd love to hear what pens you like to use, what fountain pens are the ones you prefer. As I've said, this company here makes these. And they're a good, reasonable price, really. But I guess we must remember just to keep using them. And they get better with use, yes. Have a very lovely day, dears. Goodbye.